Thank you for joining me. This is Venus in the 8th house. I'm doing all of these in a way that is the Venus is not actually afflicted in any way. But obviously Venus in the 8th house, because 8th house is a Dushtana house, it's a difficult house, and it's also a moksha house in Vedic astrology, house of releasing and spirituality as well. So let's go through some of the indications of Venus first. So we know that Venus is all about choices, money, family values, self-values, resources, what you have, the money that you've saved in the bank account, and family resources and early education through the family, and food that you eat, what you enjoy, what your passions are, how you get harmony in life, how you get comfort, sensuality, creativity, and diplomacy and compromise. But obviously I always think that it's about relationships, choices first. Now 8th house is an interesting house because it's house of transformation, changes, sudden events, things that are a little bit out of control for us. Joint assets like husband and wife, secrets, control, house of manipulation, healing, astrology, all the occults, psychology and psychotherapy, emotional sort of control, sex, and things that are forbidden, affairs, mystery, things like that. It has obviously got the energy of of Scorpio, because Scorpio is a natural 8th house of the zodiac. So it's deep waters. And so these people, obviously Venus represents relationships. So these people can often get married in secret without telling anyone. Elope, just get married somewhere else. And or they could also start seeing each other behind the scenes, not let anybody know for a really long time before they let people know that they're actually in a relationship. They just love that kind of mystery, secret affairs, private. They're very private. So, but also it could also mean that they have. It does mean. It doesn't mean for everyone, because it's very difficult to actually just say it means for everyone. It doesn't. Some people do have secret affairs, definitely. It can mean that for some people, but there has got to be other things to confirm it. But they're just generally private about their sex life because they could just have this fascination with things that are a little bit taboo. Especially in a man's chart more than a woman's chart, it's more likely to be have this obsessive control, manipulative thing about sex as well. But it's also because they want to have this very deep connection with their partner as well. And I think really Scorpio is also not a sign that likes to the 8th house, that natural 8th house. It's not so much about affairs as it is about massive intensity with the partner that they're with, because when they are with somebody, they're so intensely into that person and they want to share everything with them. Everything is about that relationship. They definitely make fantastic researchers, obsessed with intimacy with their partners and that really deep connection. But that can also mean that their mind is always on that, particularly they just, it can be a little bit obsessive. So there has got to be some sort of healthy things particularly if the ascendant lord is good, ascendant is good, it really helps. There can also be somebody that people tell them about their secret love affairs. So they could actually be almost like psychotherapists, their friends, where they actually listening and people are actually getting a healing energy from them as well. They can be very much into their cults, but they not necessarily reveal that to everyone. And what that could be like a secret thing about their life is that they could meet in a secret place, if you like. So, or they could kind of when the relationship that they're in is not very good, they could have met somebody and kept the two relationship going for a bit before starting the new relationship. That could be an energy there as well. But the person is very much interested in the person's psyche, for sure. And there is also this thing that it can actually be something to do with the partner's family, their resources as well. So there could be inheritances, secrets about taxes could be, or they could just literally be that they are, there's a connection to partners, in-laws, you know, there's that kind of energy going on as well. Then there is obviously a kind of curiosity about all sorts of things that to do with 8th house stuff anyway. They don't always act on the feelings that they have. It could just be more in the head than it could be just actually doing it. But it could, it can give at least one very painful experience in love, which can make them really heartbroken, which can then set them into a very, you know, guide them and take them into very transformational, very good, healthy relationship. And it could also give like a very sudden end to a relationship, or it could just be that there'll be one divorce. And it'd be a deep experience, and they learn from that, and they go on to have much healthier relationship with, particularly for men, they have much healthier relationship than with females generally, because they realize that that kind of obsessiveness did not serve them well. And also, obviously, as I said, you know, in-laws and their resources can actually give a good sort of like momentum to their relationship as well. So it's not all bad, but it's obviously something that can improve with time. It is also 8th house is one of the moksha houses of release, you know, spirituality as well. So it definitely does give that, and it could be that sexual experience does release them, you know, because it can kind of give a little bit of addiction in some people if it's not healthy, but in other people, that release between the two people can be very, very transformational and spiritual as well. So it can work both ways as well. And I'm going to just have a look at a couple of charts now. So Doris Day will be the perfect person. I mean, she's just such a beautiful person, had such, I mean, she just was really the girl next door. But behind the scene, her husband was quite secretive, and he had actually abused her income, all the money that she had, and as a result, she ended up having to go back and work really hard when she was a little bit older in order to be able to pay her taxes. So that was quite a, you know, difficult thing for her. So you can see it doesn't always mean that they have this kind of like this secretive life. It's just that their partner was secretive. And then let's have a look at Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman is British actor, and he's always played these very, very dark people in his work. You know, he's deep psyche, psychologically damaged people, and he has he's a Gemini ascendant, and he has Venus in 5th house ruler, which is obviously the arts, creativity, in the 8th house with Mars. And yeah, so you can just see that has always had this real fascination with these kind of really broken characters that he's wanted to play in, you know, and portray in his movies. Very, very good, intense personality, very enigmatic, and there is definitely this sort of mysterious thing about him, you know, which is very fascinating to the other people. And there we are. That's because he has that beautiful combination of Venus and Mars in Capricorn there for him. So that's it, folks. I look forward to seeing you on my next video, and always remember that not every placement of these difficult houses is bad. It's not always bad, and they're just an experience that we have to go through, and we learn from that and move forward. See you on the next video. Thank you.